Okay, this is the quickie on frequency separation. Now, if you load the action group of actions that I have on the home page there, it's going to have a bunch of these things, raise and dodge and burn and all that. But it'll give you two frequency separation ones. One is 8-bit and one's 16-bit. We're always going to use the 16-bit one, unless you ever have an 8-bit picture, which is rare. Anyway, 16-bit, you say run it, and it's going to come up and say how much blur do you want. 14 pixels is usually enough. That's just how much blur you see here. We'll increase it just a little bit more just to show you. See, it's different. Say OK. Now it's given me two layers here, a details and a colors. Details, it says use the clone stamp. Colors, it says use the mixer brush. And that's what we're going to do. Now, in details, clone stamp, it's already picked the clone stamp for us, and we're ready to rock and roll. So I'm going to zoom in on some spots, and we're going to take these spots off over here. By holding the Alt or the Option key down, you can click on an area next to where you want to fix, and I'm going to change the size here. You hold it down, click on the area, and then when you go and you take that spot out, you notice there's a little X next to it. That's telling you where it's picking up the color from. Okay, not the color, the texture. So you can go around and really clean things up with this. It's pretty cool. The thing is, it doesn't pick up the coloration. It doesn't pick up the brightness. It only picks up the contrast of the details. And that's what's different between doing it on a high frequency as opposed to just doing it straight out. If I did it straight out and I picked from over here and put it over here, it would make it a lot darker because it's pulling from darker over here. And that's not the case here. So that's good. If I come back over here, I can get rid of a lot of any kind of detail that's showing up here, which will help later. I'm going to take out any detail stuff that's showing up from straps and things. And you're going to see how easy we can get rid of this now with the colors. Let me do it a little right in here. Okay. Okay. So far so good. The trouble is we still see straps. The coloration is different. The details are fine. There's no markings. So now we're going to pick the colors and we're going to go to the mixer brush. The mixer brush is over here in the brushes, and it's the last selection, is mixer brush tool. I'm going to select that. Then I'm going to pick a color here, and I'm going to pick an average color that I want to work on. And I want to work in here. So the average color is right about here. Again, that's not an exact science. Now I'm going to make my brush bigger, and I'm just going to swipe back and forth a little bit. Now if I do it down here where it's dark, it's going to lighten that. I don't want to do that. I would pick a darker color, come down here, pick darker, and then I can swipe back and forth down here. Have you noticed that she no longer has a line there? We could go the darker, and we can even sweep that up a little bit there. There we go. And we can do the same thing over here. Pick the darker color and just click and go back and forth a few times. And you notice it's not taking the texture away. It's only smoothing the color out. Now you can do this with a lot of stuff. For instance, if we have some leg here and it's not evenly, you notice there's some lines and stuff in the texture there a little bit. If I go back and forth like this, it makes the leg a lot smoother looking all the way around. So you can use this in a lot of other places, not just bikini lines. Anyway, that's what this does for you. That's a little light, but it'll work. So there's you take care of the spots and things with the details, and then you can smooth out coloration, images, changes and stuff in the colors. Now this is a skill. This is something that if it doesn't work the first time, then you're doing just fine. Do it another 99 times, and you'll be an expert at it after that. So have fun.